My favorite memory of Jake is just going to lunch with him a couple times a week, chatting about work, chatting about sports, chatting about the new types of sippy cups that are out there.
Putting me in the hospital from drinking too much. I guess it all went to charity, so it was fine. And then the other favorite memory I have is when he sent an email to Lauren Doherty, but he sneezed in the middle of it, and so he had to send a second follow-up email that said, "I sneezed and accidentally hit send." And it has been sitting at my desk ever since.
When he interrupted his own email by sneezing and then let us all know it by saying, "I sneezed and accidentally hit send." I don't think Jake realizes the pure joy that this email brings.
When I dethroned him as champion of horse, and I did it with a broken finger, so seeing the look on his face after that was priceless.
Jake is the undisputed champ at LiveIntent in horse, even though he lost to like Chris Part and Tyler, which I still don't understand how that happened. Oh, and he lost to Joe with one finger, but almost beating Jake has to be the highlight. My favorite memory with him, I will dethrone him and snatch the horse crown.
Jake was getting a lot of telemarketer calls, and he hates telemarketers. So we went to a conference room and we pretended that he had a wife who had a drug addiction, was afraid of pools, and he basically led this telemarketer on all the way through till the telemarketer brought his boss in, gave him a free credit card number. It was hilarious.
When I've been in between managers at LiveIntent, he always kind of stepped in and made sure everything was going well.
For the longest time, Jake was pretty insistent upon being in an episode of Live Intentional, and then we did put him in an episode. Finally, he was a wizard in our fairy tale of people-based marketing, and ironically enough, that did actually end up being our most watched episode to date.
One of my friends sent me a code for Uber Eats that was like an accidental code they had released where if you downloaded it for the first time, they gave you $150 on Uber Eats. We decided it would be hilarious if we sent Ruth Ann $150 worth of McDonald's to their house in Long Island. And he texted her saying, "This may or may not be happening, but I hope you're home right now because we're delivering 200 McDonald's cheeseburgers to the house." And she called him freaking out, and she was like, "Jake, where the hell are we supposed to put $200 cheeseburgers?" And he told her that they should freeze them and they could save them for later.
I guess my favorite memory of Jake is the day he sat me down and taught me how to concatenate in Excel, instantly making me one of the best Excel users at LiveIntent.
May 2015, I was a few months into being at LiveIntent at the time, and Jake invited me to go on my first 5-borough bike tour. And throughout my first tour, I didn't have that great of a bike. I got 2 flat tires, and Jake was probably almost a mile ahead of me at the time, and I didn't have a spare tube. So I called Jake, and he actually circled back on the BQE to meet me and to help me repair my bike. The preparation that he gave me for the 5-borough bike tour, not leaving me behind, making sure that we finished it together, is the same thing that he's done for a lot of people at LiveIntent, especially those that he's hired, with his training programs, getting them up to speed, making sure that they get the support that they need to do their job. So whether it's at work or in personal activities, Jake has always been an outstanding teammate.
On my birthday last year, he decided to tell me that he accepted a job at Power Inbox. Terrible idea, but I believed him because I'm gullible. And then the second memory that I have of him is when I was featured in some LiveIntent collateral as Charlie, who had a minivan and kids and blah, blah, blah. And Jake decided it would be great if he was my agent and tried to get me other acting gigs, but there were none, so Jake is the worst agent in the world.
The first day when I came in for my interview, he took me to the conference room and he's sitting back on his chair, just completely nonchalant, relaxing. It's an image I won't forget.
His enthusiasm for Excel, and specifically I remember one time when he figured out how to use macros to run the ad serving reports. I remember that.
And think we're bar hopping
with a bunch of us, and Jake started talking to me about trying to get home that night because Ruth Ann was going to get mad at him because of some previous incident where I don't know if it was another offsite or he was out with Jerry, but I think he slipped and fell in dog poop.
Jake Burrell is a real sage of wisdom when it comes to the married life. He's always, really trying to step up and tell me how to, go home past a certain hour and wake up the next day and still keep your wife happy. So Jake was always there for me to really give me those really insightful words at times when I needed them.
Jake means friends and family. Someone who's very trustworthy, very loyal, and he looks out for his people, and he treats everyone like his family.
Jake was kind of the heart and soul of LiveIntent. He's going to be missed around here.
Jake needs food, that shine that comes off the top of his head, that one hair at the front that you just want to pluck.
Jake's always someone I can go to, I can trust. He's always down to get really terrible food with me. He's very reliable. He's always there when you need him, whether you think you need him or not. He's always there.
Jake to me means someone who has been an advocate of mine since I started here. He fights for his people, he gets drunk with his people, he laughs with his people, he vents with his people. He's always been a strong supporter of recognizing good work and making sure good work is recognized in the company. So I'd say he's a strong advocate. That's what Jake Burrell means to me.
Jake's been my first boss, since graduating, and my entire time at LiveIntent, he's been extremely supportive and just been a great presence, great reason to come into work, and I owe a lot of my success to Jake.
Gummy bears.
Ruth Ann's cupcakes.
When you think about some of the more successful teams that there's been in sports, whether it's the New England Patriots or recently the Golden State Warriors, all of those teams have people on them that are their unsung heroes. The guys that show up to work every day with a smile on their face, they do their job, they never complain, and they're really the nucleus of the team, the glue of the team that holds everyone together. And to me, that's what Jake means to me at LiveIntent. And I've said this to Jake before, I never would have made it through my first year at LiveIntent if it wasn't for Jake holding down the team and also providing some guidance and expertise.
Jake is LiveIntent to me.
Would be LiveIntent. Without Jake, I literally would not be here. I would not know what LiveIntent is. Thank you, Jake, for giving me the opportunity to be here and taking the chance on me, back at Daytran and so far and so forth.
Jake was my interviewee when I first came into LiveIntent, and I got all dressed up. I wore a suit, tie, dressed to the nines, and I remember on the way out, after a good conversation, we were in the lobby, and Jake just turns to me and he says, "We don't wear ties at LiveIntent." So I guess that makes Jake my stylist.
Hopefully these aren't last words and I'll see you again soon. Hopefully our daughters can hang out again.
Everybody in the office knows how much you hate those little tiny hands that we can get at Balloon Saloon. So I guess I'll finally own up to I was the person who created the email address that's been sending you pictures of tiny hands for the last year. And Allie, Frank, and Maggie are also co-conspirators.
I apologize in advance to Ruth Ann and Sarah, but what Jake once told me was, it's only cheating if you get caught.
I hate you. I have this Patriot hat on. I hate the Patriots a lot, and the fact that you got me to wear one of the Patriots' hats is beyond me. So, Jake, I sincerely hate you. Thank you a lot for making me wear this hideous hat.
Peace out.
Thank you for teaching me almost everything I know, and a lot I've forgotten too.
Thank you for everything you've done, and excited for what's to come for you in the future. please let me hang out with Sarah after you leave.
So Jake, just thank you, man. You were there when we needed you. You helped us build this thing into the behemoth it is today. Hopefully we'll keep the wheels on without you. Good luck, buddy.
What can I say? As your local Bible salesman, I haven't really done a great job of delivering everything for you. Everything they asked for was awesome and pertinent, but you know, my only regret is that I wasn't able to deliver everything to you. And you know, I wish you the best of luck in your future adventures, and hopefully you'll find someone that is able to deliver everything you want.
I just want to tell you that I was scared of you up until yesterday. But in all seriousness, I just want to thank you for everything you've done, not only for me, but the team and the company. You were always willing to go to battle for what was formerly known as the Platform Development Coordinators. You were so supportive, and you were just very open to talk about anything. You set the bar pretty high for my first boss out of college, even though you can't spell. But thanks, Jake.
Thank you for all you've done for LiveIntent. Thank you for all you've done for me. We are all going to miss you, and I'm definitely going to miss your barbecue as well.
You're just like family to me, and these aren't my last words. So next Thursday, let's get wasted.
My parting words for Jake are a long list of thank yous. Thank you for instilling a sense of team with anybody you've worked with. Thank you for helping so many people transition from college to the real world. Thanks for always taking the time to truly listen. Thank you for holding people accountable. Thank you for Beer Fridays. Thank you for your love of the U. And most importantly, thank you for Ruth Ann and her amazing food.
Thank you, Jake. Thank you for everything you've done for me. You're always there for every one of us, and you put yourself before others, and you really care about everything to make us the best that we can be. So just thank you again, and best of luck for you and your family and your daughter, Sarah.
Jake, you've done so much for us here at LiveIntent, and you mean the world to all of us. And we sincerely wish you the best of luck, and we know you're gonna kick butt. And just keep doing your thing, and whatever you need, we're all here for you. Thanks again.
I really appreciated working with you these last 4 years now. I think that everybody agrees with me that it was great working with you. You're a unique individual in the best possible way, and I hope that your new coworkers appreciate you as much as we did here.
Last words to Jake would be, you still owe me $14, even though you declined my Venmo request. But in all seriousness, thank you from the bottom of my very sickly heart, as you would like to claim I have the worst immune system ever. Without you, I would not have the career that I have today. Again, it's all thanks to you. You took a chance on me, and it's paid off. So thank you very much. I'll miss you.
Love you, man. Definitely gonna miss you. It's not gonna be the same coming into work every day and not seeing you. But I wish you and your family nothing but the best. I know you're gonna kill it in your new endeavor, and I hope to see you soon.
The only last words I would have for you, and they won't be last words because I pretty much plan on staying in touch with you, are that basically just keep always being that real person who you are, keep always coming in and having those relationships with people. I think that your care and your loving, it totally speaks for itself, shown in the father you are, the husband you are, the colleague, and even better, the friend you are to everybody. So just don't ever forget that, don't ever lose that, and I think you're always going to be just a really valued person in a lot of people's lives. Love you, bud.
The first time I spoke to you was almost exactly 4 years ago for my LiveIntent interview. I was living in California at the time, so it was a phone interview with you and Cash. I remember being like, wow, he has a real New York accent, and being kind of intimidated. But for the past 4 years, you've always been someone I can go to and talk to, someone who really cares about his team and the LiveIntent employees. Thank you for everything, specifically making sure that there's always vegan pizza for me. You will be greatly missed. LiveIntent won't be the same without you.